Have you ever just zoned out and noticed your eyes seeing things without realizing it? I often zone out when I'm not doing anything I'm interested in, more often now with my lack of sleep. It's always a strange experience when you catch yourself mid thousand yard stare. When I do, I often see glimpses of the ever notorious floaters, the mischievous little debris that seems to just hang out right on the edge of your vision. And when you try to look directly at it, it naturally flits away with the movement of your eye. But try as you might, you can't recapture the elusive little things. Well, that changed for me recently. I don't know if it's because I've been sleeping so bad or staring at my computer screen for work, but there is one floater that seems to linger a little longer, moves a little later when I look at it. It started in my left eye. I would be staring at the stark white computer program on my screen and see it drifting into view, then slowly out of view. I would close my right eye and try to get a closer look at it, trying to focus harder on it. It was just a small little blur, a minuscule wave that was a plague on my attention span. I think it made my headaches worse, my eye constantly trying to focus on it. There may have been a few times I tried to wave it away. I definitely rubbed my eye more than usual, the irritation making everything worse. I would even find myself zoning out while driving, my attention shifting to following the floater instead of the road in front of me. My concern hadn't grown for a long time. I had bigger things to worry about. At least, not until one day when I looked at it, and it was less of a floater and more of a permanent resident in a singular part of my field of vision. I had taken to sometimes just staring at my white apartment walls, trying to look at it as close as I could. That was when I saw it. I saw it move? No, it didn't move so much as it pulsated. The small squiggle seemed to have expanded and shrunk along its length. I blinked hard and pressed my palms into my eyes. When I opened them again, I just stared. It didn't move again, but I did. I finally decided to get an appointment with an eye doctor. There had to be something going on in my eye. This couldn't be normal. I managed to get an appointment a few days later. The little floater never moved. I don't know if I was imagining things at this point, a delirium brought on by paranoia. I could swear I saw more, on the very edges of my peripheral vision, and not just on my left eye. They seemed to be in both my eyes. It was like when I closed my eyes and opened them quickly, I would see floaters dash just out of view. I was taking more pain medication than I had ever taken before. The headaches were worse. My vision blurred sometimes, shapes stretched and compressed before refocusing. When I finally got to the eye doctor, I was wearing sunglasses because even the ambient light of rooms was unbearable. The doctor sat me down in a chair and pulled out his arsenal of tools to take a look at my eyeballs. He stared into them for a long time, going back and forth. I remember him saying, "I don't see any." He paused for a long time as he repositioned himself, trying to focus. "Anything," he finished. The pause made me unsure whether he had actually seen anything or if he was unsure he had seen anything. He told me that there was definitely irritation, but he couldn't see any culprit. He advised me that I should see my physician for neurological testing. The only thing that was more dissatisfying than the appointment was the fact that I had to go back outside and face the sunlight. When I had finally gotten back to my apartment, I drew the blinds and drew a blanket over my head. I shut my eyes to try and sleep after having downed more painkillers. I remember waking up, but I had my eyes firmly closed. What happened next made me want to crawl out of my own skin. I wasn't moving my eyes. In fact, I'm not sure I could even move them. They felt stuck in one position. I felt something moving, rubbing, writhing against the inside of my eyelids. I threw the blanket off of myself and I opened my eyelids as wide as I could manage. I nearly screamed. My fingers were almost touching my eyeballs as I tried to understand what had happened. That's when I noticed I couldn't move my eyes. They felt stuck straight ahead. Only with some effort I could nudge them with a great deal of pain. The room was still dark. I got up and yanked the blinds back open. I saw them. I saw them. There were so many, they were everywhere. Floaters nearly obscured my vision, pulsating. As the light of the evening sun burst back into the room, the floater slowly receded back into my periphery. I felt like I needed to wipe my eyes, wash them clean. The light felt abrasive on my corneas, a sharp stabbing pain shooting straight into the back of my eye sockets. The pain made me want to close my eyes, but the fear peeled them open. Every blink, I could feel it every blink. A slight movement under my eyelids, not my own. The last time I had my eyes open, I remember I could see the horror of my own face as the pain overcame me and my eyes shut. I can feel them now. I can't feel the writhing against my eyelids anymore. I can't see anymore. I can feel my eyeballs moving in their sockets. I can't see anymore.